what does the future of research and development for adjuvants and inerts look like in the next 5 years? Rufe, we'll start with you and kind of go around again.
I think we can see that the adjuvant sector is growing faster than the overall ag industry. So because of that, I would expect in the coming years, more resources will be put available for adjuvant and inert research and development. And also because of that, then those more advanced technology like equipment, methodologies, and also in the big scale trial program used to be used for active ingredient research could be also make available for adjuvant studies. And though because those are really powerful tools, and now I think it makes sense to really use it also for adjuvant. And then when we collect enough data, when the data amount accumulates and reach a threshold, then I think integrating with artificial intelligence in the research and making it faster would make sense. So altogether, I think this need investment, need a resource, and if the adjuvant markets continue to grow, I think this is definitely in a trend. And with those advanced technique packaged together, I think it will make us really be able to study the mechanisms of adjuvancy functionalities, and also will accelerate the research development. And then I think also a lot of the R&D program will be driven by regulatory pressures. Like in Europe, we are really under the pressure of fighting microplastic replacement by 2030. So a lot of our innovation program is already spurred on to really fight the alternative for this space. So we are working on microplastic-free foliar stickers, rain fastness agents, encapsulations, and seed coater, etc., etc. So I think remain a big chunk of our innovation program. So we hope, yes, we can deliver by the time and to fulfill the gap coming. And I think another probably thing I should mention is also the precision spraying is coming either by drone or by smart sprayer on the ground. Anyway, I think the spraying pattern or the kind of requirement would be different from the previous type of sprayers. So those, I think, for those type of precision farming, then the clear or adjuvants with clear mode of action would definitely help, because I believe that when you need to cope with different situations with precision delivers, the adjuvants with clear mode of action could definitely ease the selection of the right functionalities. And last but not least, I think since the focus of ag companies on biologicals, I would expect a lot of complementary or specialty adjuvant designed to enhance bioefficacy of a biopesticide, also for extending the shelf life of those type of products would be really pop up. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to have a follow-up question for you. You said the adjuvants in areas was really growing. Do you think that's because of ag tech, or what do you attribute that growth to?
I think one is probably doing innovation in the pesticides too costly and too time consuming. So it's relatively easy to find really innovation, new evolution in the adjuvant side. So that's what I believe. And I think also now we know more and more about the kind of the interaction of surfactant and plant and the environments and plants. So I think yeah, as Terry said, we are scratching the surface, but I think we are in the right track to really connect, making dots connected, so we can really help the active ingredient to be delivered in the right time, right position of the plants by using the right surfactants combinations.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, Terry, I'm sending the question over to you. What does the future look like?
Well, I think, and the touch on Rafi said, the biologicals, insecticides, fungicides, they're all poised to grow with an adjuvant with them. Think about tar spot in the US and a devastating disease in corn. and they're doing a lot more fungicide treatments over the top of corn. And we've got to do the research right. We don't want to inflame the arrested deer syndrome, right, which has gone back and forth debate. But we're really doing some research there. I know the industry is. A lot of the reasons is the see and spray, the different application types that he mentioned. That's going to drive a lot of it. And then the reductions of pesticides, or the pounds of pesticides that are going to be allowed to be put down on a crop in a given year. And there's a double-edged sword there, because with the reduced pesticide usage becoming mandatory, you've got resistance that continues to grow. I lived it when I was at DuPont Crop Protection, right? The sulfonylureas, the resistance there, I've seen it in my career, the glufosinate, and you've seen some dicamba. You see, I don't think there's an active ingredient that hasn't had something somewhere in a certain geography. It may not be widespread, but that's going to come if we don't get this figured out, right? And a big part of it is the adjuvant added to the tank. We're not going to overcome the resistance. The pesticide is doing the work, but a dead weed doesn't reproduce, right? So we need to make sure we're getting a thorough kill on the weeds so they don't have a chance to develop any tolerance or resistance. And then we also want to understand, and I think we're going to need to understand the effects and the mechanical inputs on adjuvants. How is that going to, with the pulse modulation system sprayer types, right? The see and spray, all that, how does that affect the mechanisms of the adjuvant, and how much demand does that put on it as you're doing a spray across the field here? So I think a lot of that, in terms of the inerts, they've always been registered and regulated for as long as I know. And it's getting harder to come up with newer types of chemistry. They've been around since the mid 1940s. So harder to find, more expensive with every passing year. And then you get fully loaded, which there's only so much headspace in a jug, right? So as you get more tech in there, that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the surfactant package, which is going to help make it work and help the compatibility of it, and get the chemistries to actually play nice together, is what I'll put it, in one jug here. So there's just a lot of challenges, a lot of good challenges. It keeps, I call it job security. So, but I'm pretty excited for the future of adjuvants and the crop protection industry as a whole.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Seems like there's a lot of, from what I'm hearing, a lot of opportunities for adjuvants and inerts, with ag tech kind of moving into being increasing in adoption. Andrea, did you want to add anything to this question?
No, just that adjuvant companies are really accompanying the changes, right, in the industry. As our colleagues here in the panel mentioned, I think that formulation challenges, having more active ingredients in your tank mix, different things, makes it a little bit more challenging, right, to find the right adjuvant that's able to make everything work synergistically. So I think there's a bright future for adjuvants, as the colleagues have mentioned, new spaces, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to really contribute on the biological space.